Hey everybody, welcome to the 176th episode of Super Joystick Radio, a weekly gathering of friends here to talk about all things video games. My name is Andy Halder and I'm joined by two of my favorite party members. Harder to find than The Office on Netflix, Jay Schmed.
Lucio Man!
And he's selling wigs made from his newly shaven beard hair, Justin D.
Good day!
Today we'll be discussing our most anticipated games of 2021. With the new consoles and all the amazing indie studios, there's a lot to be excited for this year. We'll go through the games that we're most excited for, but first, what have we been playing? Schmed, you want to take us off?
Yeah, fellas, finished The Last of Us Part 2 this week.
Nice.
Woo!
Baby. Must play.
Three babies.
If you... That's
Trace
3 babies
babies.
out of 5. That means it's an average game. No, this thing is way beyond average. This is one of those must plays of the generation, I'd say. I think both you guys played the first Last of Us, correct?
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just more of that same great stealth action gameplay, and the story is just fucking top notch. I mean, it's gripping the whole time. It's not, I feel like some games the story can kind of wane a little bit. I think Destiny is a good example of this, where there's almost just like too much shit going on to where I can't focus. It's even harder than like a Star Wars or like a Lord of the Rings, even for me at times. It's just all over the place. But Naughty Dog does it so good. They find a way to just kind of take you down these paths. There's branching paths going on. It's got kind of almost like a Quentin Tarantino-esque kind of thing, but it's still, some would say those movies might be difficult to follow at times too, but they just kind of interweave it so well. I mean, there's a lot of parallel storytelling going on, and then it kind of, the paths then cross later on and come back together kind of thing even farther in the story. But I think I finished around the 30-hour mark or so.
Okay. Pretty good.
And that's like getting a lot of the collectibles here and there. I wasn't searching every nook and cranny, but I looked around quite a bit extra, just especially in a game like this. If you remember, and even in Last of Us 1, it's a lot of gathering resources and just trying to find parts for your gun and tons of different ammo types and things like that. So, you gotta go off the beaten path quite a bit just to make sure you have enough health and shit to get to the next big battle section of the game.
Hey, I got something for you real quick. I don't know if it's in your notes, so hopefully it's not. But I remember when we were first talking about this game, I remember hearing something about how it was a lot more open. Like there was like a lot of space in between the places that you're going, and it was less corridor-ish. Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, I feel like that's sort of in the beginning. I would say maybe the first third of the game, there's kind of an open world section where it's not very linear. They tell you like, oh, we've got to find this place, and they don't really give you a map or an icon to do it. And I think it's really, there's just multiple paths to get there, but it feels pretty open. I mean, the city is pretty large at that point.
That's cool.
But then I'd say through the back half of the game, it's mostly linear path taking, but there's definitely some options you can take. Like if you're going through an alleyway, you can either going straight down the alley you're in, or you can take a right somewhere random and go like find some secret path through a building and find all these gun parts and shit. So that's the one thing I do like is you feel rewarded for exploration. So that's one of my favorite things about this game is, there's nothing worse than playing a game where you go off the beaten path and there's nothing there, or there's just like one audio tape or something, and it's not really helping you with the game. It's just sort of filling out the story.
It's like here's something to listen to on your walk back.
Yeah, and it's like to me, it's not really a payoff if I go off the beaten path. I want something that I can utilize, and Last of Us is really good at that. There'll be some grenades just sitting there, or Molotov cocktails or something, and some shotgun ammo, and then there will be like an audio tape or a piece of paper that I can pick up that like helps me with the lore, and kind of I can dive in there a little deeper if I want. But so Naughty Dog's excellent at that. So the level design's top notch. I would say, again, there's so much detail in every little nook and cranny in this game too. So if you do go off the beaten path, there could be some crazy interweaving path that you take, and you crawl down in through a little tunnel, and you like the level design is crazy. I don't know how. I wish I could see almost like a Metroidvania style map of Last of Us with all the little interworking tunnels and weird shit. But but yeah, another thing, terrifying as fuck. I don't think I've been so scared in a game like in a long time. Because I was playing this with the classic, blind shut at night with the headphones on,
Oh shit.
and there
Oh,
are
shit.
some fucking jump scares going on in this game, but I love it. I mean, it's that boost of adrenaline and shit. And there's some chase scenes too where there's zombies coming at you, and I think it's just moments of sheer panic because you can hear them behind you, like making all kinds of noises and like knocking shit over and scratching and clawing to try to get to you, and pretty intense moments. Let's see if I'm missing anything on my notes here. No, I would say my only complaint is we don't have that proper PS5 upgrade, and this is kind of just the nitpicking.
Come
personal thing.
on.
Like, I just wish it had that
They had plenty of time.
that bump up in resolution, but I still transferred it to my SSD on the PS5, so the load times were pretty
Crazy.
snappy.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yep. And I would say the camera again, because they didn't really do anything to it. It's just a patch to make it work on the 5. The camera movement, I mean, if you're sitting still in Last of Us 2, it's gorgeous. Like you could just go stand somewhere and look at the vista and be like, holy shit, this looks amazing. But as soon as you hit that right stick and try to just move fast, I don't know, it's not very smooth, and it's not a good cinematic smoothness either. It's just kind of blah. I don't know how to describe it other than that. It's just kind of like a bunch of mush just moving as I in motion. So I kind of have a little bit to say about the visuals on the game. It's not the prettiest at times, but in motion. But yeah, I don't know. Last of Us Part 2, still highly recommended. I mean, this thing is.
I mean, it won every award of the Game Awards. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why it did.
Right, and I think a big part of it's just the story, man. It's pulling you in all kinds of directions, and making you do things that you don't necessarily want to do, and I don't know, it puts you in some uncomfortable positions. But that's never been done in video games, I feel like.
GTA 5 did.
That's
There's
true.
A moment in there where they make you torture somebody, and I'm like, I don't feel good about this at all.
I forgot about that. That was a big thing for the industry too. I remember, I think one of yours talked about that. The podcast was talking about.
Yeah, I did not like that.
How that torture scene was rough for a lot of people.
And you couldn't skip it either.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
I don't know if maybe it just helps too with where we're at in video games cinematically too. The Naughty Dog does it so good, like the motion capturing and all the top-notch acting performances and shit. It's a special game. I have a feeling though the gameplay is not for everybody because there are some very slow moments. But to me it's an amazing stealth game. I feel like some people might be like, I just want to go in and run and gun. You're not really going to get that with The Last of Us 2 unless there's a special mode for like infinite ammo or something. Then maybe you could go in and run and gun, but don't expect Call of Duty shooter gunplay if you're playing Last of Us Part 2. So
there you go. I am curious how have they not released a PS5 version? That seems strange. It's a first party studio. It's been out since what, January or February of last year?
My guess is they're gonna really milk it and probably sell it as a $60 remaster.
Ooh, you think so?
Yeah,
that would be
I think
crazy.
down the line, because they did that with the original Last of Us.
Or maybe they're just
thought
like, hey, you can play this. You can play this on your PS5 already, so what's the big deal?
Yeah. I mean, they might even just be like, fuck it, we're moving on to Last of Us 3 too instead of a remaster. So.
Right.
But I figure they'll probably do some kind of an up-res patch eventually just for free on that one, but I ain't got time for that, man. I want to play it.
Right. Nah, I hear you. Unfortunately, you can wait for Cyberpunk, though, apparently.
I know, that's true. Well, I think it helps that I have a back catalog of AAA just waiting at me. I'm moving on to Red Dead 2 right now, so.
It's a good one.
I'm chipping away at them. Justin D, what are you rocking, bro?
So I've been working on Hades. You know, the last couple of weeks we talked about it. It's still a great game. Made it into level 4, but you know, it's just one of those roguelikes. You're gonna fucking die. So there's only so much of that you want to go through that on a daily basis. So I switched over to Immortals: Phoenix Rising. I got this from Best Buy. At the time they were selling for $30. So I don't know if they've still got that special going on, but that's a $60 game that came out September of last year. So I picked it up. I was like, it can't go wrong. A big decision though, because I could get it for the PlayStation or I can get it for the Switch, and it just became that, you know, that age-old debate: is it graphics or is it portability? And my main TV is also the communal TV, the family TV. So when I was watching TV, my PlayStation is a moot point. So I'll have to play my Switch. So I went with the Switch. I got this really badass peripheral too, which turns my Switch into a pretty decent controller.
Ooh.
I know that's a little harder to see for people, you know, just listening, but for those watching, it's a pretty cool. I got it off of Amazon for $35. It works wonderfully with the Switch itself. So if you're looking for something that turns your Switch into, you know, more of a controller base, you know, instead of just the Joy-Cons, this has no drift issue. That was one thing that I was looking for.
Sure.
Because I've ruined 2 left joysticks for my Switch's Joy-Cons already. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not about to buy another one and spend $80 and just have a third right controller at some point down the road.
Right.
So anyways, I picked that up.
What's that run you there? That one you just got?
He said
$35.
35.
Yeah, 35 on Amazon.
It's
It's Kenvoka, I guess it is. I don't know. I was just looking for the highest one out there that had good reviews. But yeah, it works great. It charges. It does. So it runs off the battery of your Switch. So it doesn't have a separate power. So it doesn't have power on the for the actual controller itself. So it runs off. What's our good?
Can you power it as you're using it though?
Yeah, totally. So while so it's got the port down, here on the base of the thing, so that way if you want to make sure that your battery doesn't go dead while using it, you can charge it at the same time. So it's great.
Cool.
Does it have rumble?
It does, and it's intense as fuck. It's oh my god, yeah.
Cool.
It's more intense than the Joy-Cons.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So and I also bought it because if you look right now on Metacritic, the score for Immortals: Phoenix Rising for both the Switch and also the PlayStation, they're both at the same rate of 76. So I said, you know what?
Yeah.
I'd rather go with portability and go that route. So
I've heard some good things about that game.
yeah, it's solid. I mean,
it's on Series X and PS5 at the moment. But yeah.
Correct, and also on the 4 and the 1. So respectively for PlayStation and Xbox. But anyways, yeah, no, it's a good game. Good game. It's the baby of Assassin's Creed and God of War, and then pretty much just make a clone of Breath of the Wild and mix that in, and that's what this game is. Yeah, so it's a very cartoony action adventure game. I can't remember what the name was before. I think in 2018 in the Game Awards it was announced. There was a trailer for it, and then they renamed it to Immortals: Phoenix Rising, but it's made by Ubisoft out of their Canada offices. And again, it's a cartoony action adventure game with there's a serious lack of blood. So if you were going in thinking, okay, well, this is by Ubisoft, they make Assassin's Creed, it's going to be bloody. It is not. It's very cartoony.
Cool, I like it.
But it doesn't take away from it. There's a lot of positives with this game, and there's also a lot of negatives with this game, in my opinion. So the story really comes down to you play as Phoenix, which is a gender fluid savior. At any point, you can respec your character to either have a male or female voice. You could start off as a man, and then halfway through the game, you can change to a female if you wanted to. They've even got the combo of the bearded lady, so you can play that.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I mean, it does. It's very interesting that is a choice that you can change at any point, and that the cutscenes will still continue to they'll still play whatever your character looks like at that present time. That means there's not as many choices for your character creation for Phoenix, but it's still pretty cool. I thought that was interesting. So you're essentially created by Prometheus and Zeus. The very first cutscene, they're talking. This demigod Typhon has been released from his holding area that he's been essentially kept for thousands of years, and so Zeus has come to Prometheus to say, hey, we need to stop him. Prometheus is like, we don't need to stop him, we have Phoenix. And then he's like, well, let me show you that a regular person can handle this situation that you think is only meant for God. So that's how you're created. You're essentially just the hero in Prometheus' story. Again, a lot to love about this game. There's the combat's great. You really come down to you have a sword, an axe, and you have a bow, and that's it. Those are the weapons you have. That's how you fight. Your sword is your light attacks, your quick attacks. Your axe is going to be your heavy attacks and the ones that break like shields. And then you've got a bow, which is actually great. You start off and you have the ability where you can direct your arrow on how you want it to fly. It's based off your stamina, which is cool. But yeah, you shoot your bow and you literally can just it's like a scoped missile. You can send it wherever you want to.
Nice.
So yeah, that is pretty cool. Variety of enemies. Yeah, there's a variety of enemies, sizes, and mechanics. So once you fought something, you could fight something that looks very similar, and it's gonna have different moves too. So it definitely, combat is fun. And it's not a dick hammer game. It is one that you can take a few hits before you have to reload a pass save, much like Zelda.
Nice.
Again, the fact that it can be on a Switch is awesome. Like I said, portability for this game is king, especially since they're this past year really wasn't that big for Nintendo in getting major releases on there,
especially on day one. So that's
right.
pretty cool that it came out for Switch alongside, right? With the
right.
Yeah, and it's on PS5 too, isn't it?
Yep,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so it hit everything, which was really cool. Voice acting, and the narration it's very funny. It doesn't feel forced, so the writing is very good in the game for dialogue. And weapons don't fucking break. So that was the most infuriating thing in Zelda, when my weapon would break constantly. So I love the fact that this game doesn't have that same kind of element, because if it did, I'd probably say this game is garbage.
Okay. But you didn't say Breath of the Wild is garbage.
No, I didn't, because there's a lot of positives to Breath of the Wild that this game lacks in.
Okay.
So the story's pretty weak. So unless you have any kind of background in Greek mythology, if you have zero interest in it, this is not the game for you, because you're not going to get any of the story. It won't make it just won't make any sense.
That will be me, but I'd probably still enjoy it.
I mean, it's still fun, like I said, but if you don't really if you have a basic understanding of following of Greek mythology, then you'll enjoy it. It's pretty.
I mean, I like God of War.
So if you watched Hercules, the Disney, and you enjoyed that,
the movie or the show?
Yes. No, I'm sorry, the movie, the Disney one, the cartoon.
Well, no, I know that. I think they had a cartoon. I thought they had a cartoon show too, but
they did. I think it was a Young Herc or something like that,
something like that.
I don't know.
I didn't watch it.
Whatever. No worries. But it does feel like a watered down Breath of the Wild. It just feels a little flat. Because when I just got done playing Breath of the Wild, and while I've yet to finish it all the way through, it just reminds me of Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Where there are, just like in Breath of the Wild, there's territories where there's someone there that you're recruiting essentially for your party. Because what it is Typhon's coming, and you're reviving these 5 different gods, and same kind of idea with the mechanics in Zelda. So it's just, like I said, it feels slightly a little watered down.
Did you say anything about the exploration element? Is there any kind of?
Oh yeah, it's identical in the sense of Breath of the Wild. There's different territories you go into, and unlock different maps, and I think there's 5 continents. This game is huge. Every area is huge.
Is it packed full of stuff, or is it like a lot of open world games where you're just kind of, a lot of it's just getting from point A to point B?
Yeah, so no, this is like Breath of the Wild, but
Good.
like with shrines, and other secrets and other things you might come across in Zelda. This game is very much like that, except
Cool.
it's very busy. I actually don't like it that as much. That's
Yeah.
one of my negatives for it. Is this game is huge. You can explore. There's a lot of open places, but there's a lot that you find on your map. So, um, there are, I want to say, 10 to 12 different when you zoom in an area, much like in Zelda, you can like see shrines far away and you can put up a pen. When you are in this game, you pull up the map and you zoom in, it will show like areas, and then like if you're close to kind of like a secret area, you'll be able to reveal it on your map. And it like this is the way that you get to all the shrines. This is how you get to treasure chests. It's just it makes the game a little, it doesn't have any secrets. Like you know exactly where everything's at, and you could kind of streamline it really fast.
Oh, okay.
It takes away the exploration by having you being able to see everything on the map. Like
Yeah,
when
that
you
stinks.
zoom in, yeah, kind of, yeah. It takes away the sort of the element of surprise. Like with Skyrim, there was something always around, around the corner, something new that you could, go explore. And once you've explored it, obviously it's on your map. But this was like it kind of gives away exactly what's waiting for you.
That's
at that
Ubisoft, totally, because
Yeah.
that's a lot of people's critique about Assassin's Creed is that they put everything right on the map.
Yeah.
Which I guess for some people might be nice, but I like to. You should be able to turn it off. Why can't you turn that off and then, have an exploration mode where only things that you've, came across pop up?
Yeah.
Need
Yeah,
those
that would be great.
options, baby.
Yeah.
I do feel like the HUD is very busy. So when you power on the game, you've got a sub like fast tool in your left bottom corner, and your right bottom corner you've got your skills, and then if you hold like L2, your skills open up, and you've got like 12 other buttons to press in your skill button to activate the skill. It's busy, man. It is busy as shit on that game. And like I said, that it's not just the HUD that's busy. It feels like it's busy throughout the entire game. Like there are branching skill lines, there are branching armor and weapon choices, and like different skins and different buffs based upon how you want to play your character and how what weapons you want to use. And like I just said, like with the maps and the icons, where I think Zelda really shined was it was the less is more category.
Hmm.
It wasn't so handholdy, and so like I said, because they want to do handhold so much, it's complicated. It's not as straightforward. The abilities kind of feel at times, even with these cool little upgrades and skills, they feel flat as well too. Like I said, it's just they've done so much that it's distracting. Um, so those are my main two complaints. The last one is major for me. I really hate when a single player game tries to sell you microtransactions. Like the only one that's going to see that is you. And they sell these packs for like $10 for like a costume, and you're just like, what am I buying that for? Like that just seems like kind of like fucked up to like, it's not like a bragging point to like your friends or anything like that. And I get mad because
there's no co-op or anything.
No, zero co-op. It's single player. Yep.
That is a really good point. That makes a lot of sense. Like, why would you
get your
sell
horse armor here?
Right, and that's I always got mad with that. They're already charging $40 for a season pass. So, and there's in that season, $40.
So they have a season pass, and the extra outfits and stuff aren't even included in it.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's it's $10 for the costumes, and that gets you like a mount and like a weapon skin and a body skin, and again, some of those weapons, the weapons and the armor, they have bonuses attached to them. So it's almost like they're giving you the best shit that you could pay for, but they just didn't like put it in the game so that you could earn it. I always get a little annoyed by that because I feel like that seems a little underhanded. If let's say in Final Fantasy X, they said, well, you can't have Tidus's best weapon unless you pay us an extra $10. And I was like, that's fucked up. It takes away the experience. Like, it should be a quest to go down, and then if I do that, I can get all these rewards or whatever like that. But I don't know. To me, I just was like, that seems really fucked. Like, why Why do that? Why put a microtransaction in a single player game? I know they did that with Odyssey, because you can get like skins for yourself and your boat and everything else. So I know you could buy it in that game. I just don't care for that kind of monetization of your game in that regard. If it was a free game and you had that, sure, absolutely, totally
Mhm.
get that. That's how you make your money. Kind of like how Fortnite and everyone else with their battle pass does. You pay us $10 and this is the season. This is what you can earn if you play every day. I get that, but this isn't a free game. This is a $60 game. Luckily, I got on discount, but to charge someone $10 for the best armor and the best weapons in the game, that seems fucked to me. So
Just give
I
me all the
agree.
content.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
yeah.
That's stupid.
Yep. So I gave this one a 7.5. I think that's the same one that IGN gave it. There's a lot of positives to this game that I enjoy, and I'm going to probably finish it or play a little bit more. Depends on if it burns me out as quick as Breath of the Wild did when I was shrine hunting. Yeah, so I feel like there's enough good in this game that it does outshine the bad. And if I don't open up that shop, then I can't get angry at them. So
There you go.
what doesn't what I don't see won't hurt me, I guess, I suppose.
There you go.
True.
Yeah, yeah.
This
and finally
one-
here. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Were you gonna say something about that?
Oh no, yeah, I was gonna go to the next one.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to preface it by saying that this is your own game.
Yep.
Which is cool. So
Yeah.
you've been working on this RPG, right, for a long time, and
Yeah, for
we've
some
talked
time.
about it on past episodes. So go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, no, just still working on way at that. Obviously, with a few changes in life with work and with the brand new baby, it does kind of slow the process down.
Mhm.
When working on this game. So, and it's a game strictly based upon the Swords Music, which is a band out of Texas. Super cool guys. Love their music since they got their since they showed up on, I want to say Rock Band, or no, I'm sorry, Guitar Hero 3. I think they were part of, or Guitar Hero 2. Their Freya song was on it, and so I remember playing it. And I thought this band was fucking kick ass. And anyways, I'm using the program, the RPG Maker MV. Again, this is Burial's Legacy. Again, it's just a tool that allows you to make a 16-bit JRPG style kind of game. A lot of pre-rendered icons to use and stuff like that for your game. So, but it's just again about sitting down and coding that in. So, I've been working on a lot of bugs that I've noticed in the game and the coding that goes into it to try to make sure that the story just flows naturally. And then it's just about adjusting, the battle and making sure you're not making the players just natively overpowering so that nothing feels like a challenge. And then B, wanting to make combat, fun and engaging, but also at the same time, like where it can be punishing if you don't spend a little time grinding.
That's got to be a really difficult balance as a
It's a
developer
fine line
to
yeah.
find. Yeah.
So it's a lot of trial and error. So it's about adjusting one number here and adjusting another number here and making sure that skills balance out properly. So I'm trying my best to work that all out the math wise, but hopefully that game will come out this year. I'm really excited about it. So it'll be fun.
Sweet.
Right on.
Yeah. I've even
That's
got,
cool.
kind of like a sample product or whatever. It is, I'm going to put it on it's a flash drive in the shape of like a tape deck.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I was gonna
Awesome.
have like the case would be like an actual like old school tape deck or whatever like that. So I'm really looking forward to finishing that up. So once that's done, we'll be all good to go there. I'm also working on a second project. This is more of the script that I'm working on because this game would be better if it wasn't told as a 16-bit game. It would be more for the current gens. This is more of an action adventure exploration survival type kind of game, in the ways of The Last of Us, really anything by Naughty Dog. But yeah, that would be sort of in the vein of that game. So with this is set sort of like the ruinous San Francisco. This is actually takes place after the Rapture. And it's taking place. So you start off, you play as a character named Adam, who has certain memories of his past. They're completely just removed, and these would end up being like family members, friends, things that disappeared with the Rapture. So like essentially, he woke up, his memories are gone of everyone that ever that he knew in the past that are now gone.
Hmm.
And he had first meet Hope after waking up, and explains the situation, the difference between the taken and the untaken. She goes through sort of how like his missing memories and where they are, because in the game he's going to have memories to come back to him via pictures or movies, or like he's going to be able to unlock his phone at one point and be able to go through like things, and kind of piece together the parts of his life that made him so he wasn't taken. And so then she explains the concept of sleepers and walkers. So sleepers are people that after the rapture, they go into sort of a state where they're sleeping, and they sleep forever long, that really it's based upon their memories and anything else that took place in their life that had to be removed. They go into sleep to sort of have those memories purged. And so the idea is that when they are a walker, though, that means that someone has woken the person up before they could complete that transition, and they lose all sense of who they were. They actually become just essentially husks that just crave meat. So they so the zombie aspect. So then those are the walkers, and then there's the cult of the untaken. And so the cult of the untaken, which I want in the leader specifically, I want Matthew McConaughey to play this prophetic leader. That is who
all right.
Exactly. But he just
Perfect.
he loses it and he goes wild. And so the game really, there's a lot of story that's tied heavily to religion and cults and the end of days. This is actually inspired by the painting The Garden of Earthly Delights, and it's a 3-panel painting. The centerpiece is sort of about peace and growth and love, and then the right depiction is sort of hell and the end of the earth. And so there's a lot of like I think they're like people eating each other, and there's like crazy, it like looks straight up like something out of a Pink Floyd album. And then the left side depicts sort of the garden, the beginning of the world. And so I want to tell the story of creation in reverse, by using different religions and everything else, and just sort of to take the world from where it is in the end of days kind of state, and then bring it back to where everything's reborn again, or back to the birth. So it's sort of that's the
circular.
Concept. Yeah.
That's the non-elevator pitch. That's the full pitch.
Yeah, that is and again, it's what I wanted to focus on is there's going to be 3 chapters. It's birth, death, and rebirth, to kind of follow in that steps. And honestly, I really want to pitch this to Kojima. This would be actually the one that I would want to work with, just because of the work that he did with Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game would fit very much, in line with that. So that my goal is to pitch that to Kojima at some point down the road once the script is finished.
That'd be rad,
right?
Yeah, let us know if you get any offers on that one.
Yeah, I know. It
take us with you.
Fuck yeah,
he'll do it. He'll do it.
Yeah. But that's it. That's really all I've been up to. What have you been up to, Andy?
Well, I have been playing more Cyberpunk 2077. Been pecking away at that. They haven't had any updates in a little while. At the early, like within the first week, I think they had like 2 or 3 updates. Specifically in the first couple of days, I think I mentioned before. So I was like, yay, cool. They're like really focusing on making this, better. And then I haven't seen anything in a while. And so I was playing it, and I actually, right where I picked up, or right where I had left off after I talked about it last time, I found this crazy bug where it's terrible. Like, I was doing this mission, and I guess something happened where I got stuck in like a dialogue mode. So I couldn't pull out any weapons. I couldn't do anything to engage an enemy. But it happened to be a stealth mission, so I didn't realize that there was a problem until I got to the very end of the mission. And you're supposed to climb up this ladder, and that I could not get it to work. Like, it would not let me climb the ladder. I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm like, all right, fine. So I'll just run away from these guys. And so I run away, and these guys are chasing me, and then I get into a van and start driving away, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I got away, whatever. And then these drones come chasing the van, and I'm in the back of the van with the doors open. And you're supposed to shoot them, but I
Yeah.
don't have a gun. So like I'm sitting here defenseless in the back of the van, and these drones and they don't even kill me fast. Like I'm sitting here for like 3 minutes. It's probably not that long, maybe like a minute and a half. I'm like sitting there, just like what am I supposed to be doing here? Am I gonna actually get away? Is this like a video or like a cinematic thing?
Right.
And so then what did I do? I think I was Googling it to just see if there was any reported bugs around the mission name. And of course there was. So the only solution was to reload before a certain point that you started the mission. It's basically at the very beginning of the mission. Thankfully,
Right.
I had a save where I could do that, because otherwise I don't know what would have happened. But yeah, basically you have to. I'm not sure this will happen for everybody, but you talk to like the main NPC, and they're like, "Hey, come with me to this, to the location of the mission," and you can say, "No, thanks. I'll get there I'll meet you there. I'll get there myself." And if you do that, then it's fine. So if you get in the car with her and ride to the destination, at least unless I did something else too, like that just broke it and I couldn't, continue the mission. So
Shit.
yeah, it was dumb. And I had to play it like twice, so that was annoying. But I haven't really.
Was it a long mission?
No, it wasn't too bad. So
Okay.
and then I once I knew what to do, I could just kind of like run through it, and now I could climb the ladder, and that
Nice.
was like the secret way to exit. So you'd exit secretly, so you don't get chased by the drones. So I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't have to go through all that either. And I haven't really encountered anything like that in the game, but it kind of reminds me of, I'm not sure if I said this before, but it kind of reminds me of Skyrim. Like when it first came out, I remember it was amazing. I loved it, but you'd always run into like these little weird things, and some of them could actually be like quest breaking or blocking, or you'd have to do something a very particular way to like get through the quest. And I feel like this is similar to that, although people don't seem to have as much, they're not excusing it as much with CD Projekt Red, I think. Not sure why, but
Yeah.
but like I said, I haven't really experienced anything else like that in the game that's that bad. So hopefully they patch that and anything else like that, and I won't run into that again. I'm having a lot of fun with cyberware, which is all the augmentation that you can do to your character. It's really, there's a lot to it. It's cool because in a lot of games, if you want to be like cybernetic, then that's like the path you choose, and that's, you now play this way. But with the cyberware in this game, there's a bunch of different directions you can go with it. You can use it to augment your stealth, or you can actually, there's combat things in there, so you can actually do cyberware attacks, which is which I love. So that's what I'm doing. I'm
You just
taking
hack someone's body.
yes, and you can
Nice.
kill them like that. It's awesome. So like I'm being stealthy and like hiding, and if you can hide, and then if you can see a camera like in the area that you're trying to infiltrate, if you have a line of sight, you can hack that camera, and then you can get on the network of all the other cameras, and you can do all of this attacking from the cameras, which is awesome.
That's
and
crazy.
And this
That's
could be
tight.
an entire facility that has 8 cameras in it, in a bunch of different rooms with a bunch of different guys. So as long as you're well hidden, you can basically go in there and just cyber attack everybody to death, and then run in and loot the building, which is awesome. They will come looking for you, like once they start figuring things out. Like I've had guys, I've actually been doing that, and then all of a sudden I see like a guy's face like come up in the camera, not in the actual camera, but like in the, as the player, like it's kind of like reality is like bleeding through, and then he like shoots me or hits me, and then it takes you out of the camera altogether, and then you kill him. But they'll just kind of like start sneaking around and like look like doing the perimeter thing and like looking for you. So it's really fun, and there's so many cool things with the cyberware that I haven't gotten into that I feel like my next character I want to try to do like a melee focused character, because you can be just a straight up like cyber ninja in this game. Like you
Don't they
can
have lightsabers?
I don't know about that, but they definitely have katanas.
Okay.
I wouldn't doubt if they have some kind of light sword or laser sword or something. But
Right.
I want to have a katana, and I do have one, but it's not that strong. But you know, I want to like focus on that because you can like augment your running speed and jumping and falling and you know all that kind of dodging and all that kind of stuff, and then your reflexes and things like that. So you can be like a total cyber ninja, which I think will be awesome.
Would you be Street Kid? Would you be the
For that
rogue?
character,
Yeah.
I chose the oh shit, what is the third one? I forgot. It's the outskirts one.
Right. Yeah. The Nomad.
Nomad, yeah, Nomad.
Yeah.
So I chose that for this character, but I think if I was gonna do like a cyber ninja, I want to probably do Corpo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just imagine like a John Wick kind of character.
Yeah, and I need rich parents to facilitate all of my purchases and everything.
For sure.
But yeah, so I'm having a lot of fun with it. There is something I think I forgot to mention in the past weeks, and that's the leveling system or the skill leveling basically is like Skyrim, where when you use something, the more you use something, the more skilled you become in it, which I love.
Yeah.
Because then you're not making, you know, all these choices like I want to put these points here and these points there. It's just kind of natural feeling like, oh yeah, I've been running a lot, so you know, I'm faster and I'm, you know, swinging more swords, so now I have some melee strength, which is not what I'm doing. I'll be like hacking stuff and then my, you know, hacking skills and things will go up, which is cool. So, and I guess I'm a pistol guy now. I really wanted to use precision rifles, but I don't have a good one. So I've been using pistols most of the time. So like my pistol skills going way up. So, but that's okay. I like them.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and that's pretty much.
Kind of rocking the Han Solo.
Yeah, there you go. I do want to find a good katana. I just don't want to. A lot of times when I play these kind of games, I kind of just spread myself out all over because I like a lot of little different things. But it would be fun to see how crazy your character can get if you go full on like
Specialist.
melee or something like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
specialist. Like I said, I've been trying to do that with intelligence and what's the other one? It's like technology or something like that. So I've been kind of like trying to go that way to like make myself a strong like cyber hacker person. But
Have you ran into Keanu yet?
oh yeah, he is he's around.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't want to say too much because it's not really, you know, there's some interesting things that they do with him that I wasn't really expecting. So I'm not going to say any more about that. But I did say in a previous episode of the show that I think it took me probably about 6 hours to finally meet Keanu. But I was doing a lot of side quests and stuff like that too. So, you know, not sure. Anyway, Cyberpunk, it's not so bad if you're playing it on a next-gen system. Don't play it on the the original gen stuff, though, because that you probably won't like at all. All right, 2021, baby. Talking our most anticipated games of 2021. Let's get into it. All right, I actually forgot to aggregate these into a list because we do have some that are the same in each of our lists here. But
All right, we'll catch them.
yeah, well, let's just go down the line here. So, all right, are we going to save like our most anticipated game for last?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems good, right?
Yeah, totes.
Okay.
Fun.
All right. Schmed's notes are very good on this.
Yeah, he went all out.
I basically just listed the games.
Me
So-
too.
I just need this for my terrible memory. I need to have like little bullet points on every thought.
All right. Well, why don't you go first then, Mr. Preparedness?
This one's probably not on a lot of people's list. Destruction All Stars for PS5.
I actually did want to put that
Uh,
on my list, but I didn't. It's because I saw it was on yours,
Yeah,
so I figured we'd talk about it.
It was originally supposed to be a launch title, but they kind of pushed it out a couple months. But now it's going to be free on PlayStation Plus eventually.
Woo-wee!
Hopefully.
Not eventually,
next
in
month.
February. It says, I heard it's February.
Oh, Oh shit. Okay, we got confirmation. I even have it in my notes here.
Your
See, this is
past
why I need them. I
your
don't
past
remember this
self
shit.
reminded you or confirmed it.
But I have a feeling this is one of those that could totally bomb, or it could catch on and be like the next big multiplayer thing. I don't know. Maybe not quite as big as a Fortnite, but
Dude, I
because it's
love the concept of it though. I mean, it's like isn't it
yeah,
like Destruction Derby meets like Fortnite kind of thing?
yeah, just a big vehicular combat battle royale. It looks like you can jump out of the cars if you want and attack people that way, or you can get back in your
Give Knight
vehicle
some
and
tires.
fly
Yeah.
around the arena. I don't know. It
I
seems
was
like a
thinking
pretty fun
I was
arcadey concept.
I was thinking that maybe when you're you can probably get out whenever you want, but also if your car gets destroyed, I'm thinking that there's a way
Yeah.
to like survive that and then you're running around as a little person. And how cool would it be if you could commandeer someone else's vehicle?
Yeah, just jump on the hood and start smashing up
Yeah.
the front windshield or
Throw them
something.
out like GTA style.
Yeah. So I feel like this is kind of the next iteration of what Twisted Metal should be or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna
It's
say,
like,
why didn't they just make Twisted Metal and then do this
yeah,
concept?
just skin it. All I have to do is reskin
Right.
it as Twisted Metal and it'll sell, gangbusters. But it could be cool. We'll see.
Yeah.
Destruction All Stars.
Hey, I'm
PS5.
super excited that it's going to be free on PS Plus.
Yeah.
That means that since the PlayStation launched, except maybe this month we've gotten a PS5 game so far each month, which is pretty
Nice.
damn cool. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Keep the freebies coming. Who's next?
I'll do one real quick. So I don't know if anyone else has this on their list. I think Schmed, you might maybe Returnal. You got that on there?
Nope. I thought maybe Justin D had that on. Nope. He does
Nope.
not as well.
Okay.
You're alone on that one.
All right. Well, hey, I'm really excited about this because it is
It's also cool.
a first-party PlayStation console exclusive. It looks like a big next-gen, beautiful, like just cool space exploration shooter thing with some spiritual, some supernatural elements, which I love. And we saw some of this for E3, I think, last year. Or maybe it wasn't E3. It was the PlayStation 5 like showcase or whatever, and it just looks awesome.
Yeah, it kind of gives me some Dead Spacey kind of
Yep.
vibes, like the horror, sci-fi horror kind of look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
give me
definitely
Dead
on the
Space.
radar. It was on the radar, but we were trying to whittle this down to 10 games. It was pretty difficult.
Was it 10
I
or
feel like.
15? Did we say
For
10?
me.
I guess it's 10.
I think 10, and I was
Ish.
around like 13 or 14 marks. I had to get rid of a few. So
Yeah, Schmed is anticipating everything.
GameFly, baby, it's gonna be a lifesaver.
Uh-huh. Yeah, unfortunately, most of these aren't going to be available on Game Pass. Boo. All right, Justin, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with It Takes Two. It was one I talked about here not too long ago. It looks like something that me and my wife would be really into, and I'm actually really excited to play a co-op with her. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Booyah. Yeah, the studio is awesome, and I actually over the holiday season or the holiday New Year's we played. I was at my buddy's house and they just got Game Pass. They actually bought my old Xbox because I plan to get the
Nice.
Series X as soon as you can find them again. But we played the other game, A Way Out. So I got a chance to check that out, and
Nice.
it's cool. So I think these guys are doing something really interesting where they're, you don't usually see mini co-op designed games. Like you
Yeah.
need to play this with someone, and I really appreciate those kind of things because it makes it really interesting to play a game from that aspect where it's not just like, okay, you can play this with another player, but it's really the same thing and it's just a little easier and whatever. I like the
Right.
puzzles designed for two people.
Right. Yeah, this definitely made my list too, and I think I shared the same thing, Justin. That I showed Kate the trailer for this game, and she was just as hyped as me. She's like, "This looks really fun. Like, we got to play this." So I'm stoked to play that one with the wife, and yeah, it's just got a really colorful, chill-looking art aesthetic too that I like about it. Kind of in the same vein as like the Little Big Planet, series. Kind of like a similar color palette, if you will, but. March 26th, man. That one's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Hazelight, by the way, is the developer on that. It's published by Electronic Arts, but they're the guys. Yeah, the screenshots look awesome.
Yeah.
And we can't forget that the guy who runs the studio is that crazy dude that was drunk at that one E3 and like went off about loot boxes.
Yes.
He's
And
awesome.
then
That was epic.
this most recent one, he was like all like done up in the motion capture stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. He's
More
a wild
more
guy.
coherent this year, but
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
all right.
Looks like it'd be a fun guy to work with.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. Or play the game with.
Yep.
Mm.
It takes two, baby.
I was gonna say that too, but you have a better voice.
Hey, you've got a angelic voice, my friend.
Oh, thanks.
Next on my list, Ghostwire Tokyo for PS5 and PC.
Creepy Japanese horror game.
Yep. Yeah, this is right up our alley. Kind of in the same lane as Returnal. You know, it's got that sci-fi creepy shit going, and I'm all about it. So action adventure with some survival elements, apparently.
Yeah, I kind of remember them casting like spells or something like that in that game. Like it's all first person and like you can kind of like see your hands. Like I feel like this game would be great for VR. I'm surprised this wasn't VR.
Yeah, well, they don't seem to be
definitely.
pushing that really right now.
Right.
They're probably working on something on the back end or something where they're gonna do like hopefully a wireless VR headset. But
Yep.
yeah, I'm seeing what you're talking about with the the hands and the magic and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and it does look like it would be cool for VR.
Totally.
Yeah, I thought it almost had like a Kojima look to it as well, but
Yeah, I can see
no,
that.
it's somewhat similar. It's just the darkness to it.
I'll tell you though, Japanese horror freaks me the hell out. They are really good at creating weird shit that's freaky as hell. Walking around with ripped umbrellas and stuff like that. Like what? Glowy eyes, hair over their face is the scariest thing that they ever came up with. Like the Ring and all that.
The
Ugh,
Ring, man.
Twisted.
horrible. Crazies. All right. Okay, Justin, I know we share this one. Near Replicant,
Yep.
which I think we've talked about recently, but
Want to say last week or so?
let's do it again. Because
Yes.
I'm super excited about this.
Yeah.
I
It's
loved Nier Automata so much. It was so surprising to me. Like it looked like the kind of game I would like, but once I actually was playing it, I was just blown away. It's one of my favorite games that I've played probably in the last several years since it came out. It's great.
Damn.
It's a great game. You got to put it on your list, Schmidt, if it's not on there.
It's actually downloaded and on Game Pass. It's been on my list of shame for a couple years now. I'm really kind of butthurt about it. I'm mad at myself.
Well, based on our news bites, I think last week apparently you can beat it in 15 minutes. So,
Yeah.
Oh shit! There we go.
But that's
Fast
not-
track to the end.
yeah, but that's not. You want to take your time and go through it. It's fun.
Like we said earlier, it's about that journey, baby.
I have a quick question. With Game Pass, because I'm not familiar with it. I mean, I get the concept. If they have like, let's say, a season pass or like a DLC, do you get the DLC too with the Game
Sometimes.
Pass?
Sometimes, but it depends. It's not a guaranteed thing, and that's part of the way I think like the deal probably for the studio and Microsoft to still make
Right.
some money. The other thing about non-first party games like that, because the first party games stay on there forever from
Mhm.
what they say, but anything that is not a Microsoft owned studio can and will leave the service at some point. And when it does, you can't play it anymore, but you're given the option as a Game Pass member to buy it at a discount if you
Oh,
want
that's
to if you want to keep it. But I find myself playing like going through the library and playing this game and okay, now I'm done with it. So if it leaves, I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
But I get that there's things like that, like obviously like Sky or what the hell is that called? Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Like something like that. Although that's probably going to be on there forever now because
Yep.
they own Bethesda. But
But then they also have the recurring expansion, so I don't know if like that person like will just naturally get each expansion that comes out.
if it's Bethesda, they definitely will because it's a Microsoft studio. But things like Destiny's also doing that for Game Pass. So obviously Destiny 2 is free to play, but normally then they sell the expansions, right? Well,
Right.
on Game Pass they're all included. Same thing with Stadia, I think.
Yep.
Interesting.
So, but that's not always the rule. So you got to be careful. There's definitely still things you can purchase, Justin.
Gotcha.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh
We were
yeah,
talking about
Near
Nier.
Replicant. Yes,
Yes.
because we didn't even talk about that. We were talking about the old game or the
Yep.
other game. So this is a remake of the original or the
Yes,
one that came
correct.
before it. Yeah, tell
Uh-huh,
me about
mhm.
it. You
So
got all
this
the
is
knowledge.
Yeah, so this is a fantasy based one. So that you're not as you're not jumping off of skyscrapers, and you're not using robots and everything else. Like this is a completely different story.
Hmm.
It's more traditional fantasy, like sort of a Final Fantasy base, but it's just set in this near world. It's and I love it. It's great. It'll be action adventure. This is rated as one of the best like RPG like JRPGs.
Mhm.
Because they like which within the last 10 years. So The Witcher being a Western RPG, that's the big difference, is that they are Western versus that was the Japanese. So that's regarded as possibly the best JRPG in the last decade. So I'm happy to see it get revitalized with a new one. I believe it was locked on PlayStation 3, but it all is within the Drakengard series. Do you ever remember playing that from
I
Square?
haven't. No, I haven't.
Okay, so this was the concept was really cool. I loved it at the time because Dynasty Warriors was blowing up.
Mhm.
Play as a hero, kill like 40 people at once with a
Mhm.
spear kind of thing. But they were what Drakengard did, which is also in the same realm of Nier. It's all within the same sort of sphere of story wise. But in Drakengard, you play as sort of a human on death's door, and what you do is you end up making a pact with a dragon. And you use your dragon to fly around and then just shoot fireballs down on the ground. So again, this is the same creator, so we should see something kind of like something similar in the sense of high fantasy. It's gonna be awesome.
Sweet. This is not out already, is it?
What, Nier?
Yeah.
It's not. No.
It looks like. Oh, April 23rd. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, that would be huge if I missed that.
You know what? I hate this Google Shopping thing because it says it's in stock, and I'm like, what? So I click on it, and then it's like April 28th or whatever.
Gotcha. So it's in stock on April 28th.
23rd. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Super annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, I'm really happy to see that the style,
Yeah.
because I didn't play the original, but it looks visually like the art style and everything looks exactly like the Nier. I guess that's just a Nier series thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. It's just like the dark kind of like whites and blacks and grays and creepy looking friends and enemies. Like,
Yeah.
It's awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be
April.
Yep. Can't wait. That'll be great month for video games for sure. Hopefully it doesn't get
Oh,
delayed.
yeah.
Yes, hopefully. I mean, it's just a remake, right? So it's
Sure.
shouldn't be too bad. The other thing I don't like at all is the title. It's one of those stupid. It's like version 1.229645321.
Right.
It's like why?
I guess it was like a joke.
I'm sure it is, but
Yeah.
it's the title. I mean, come on.
Right.
But whatever. All right, Shmed,
Yep.
your turn.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
Sorry.
I think
Your turn.
we all share this one. God of War Ragnarok.
Yep.
on PS5.
God of War.
And this is, out of all my games on the list, I feel like this is probably the one that's most likely going to have a delay at some point. I think it's a little early
Yeah.
to say this is coming out in 2021. It's slated for 2021, but
They only showed
I don't know.
an image, or they didn't even show gameplay or anything actually, other
Yep.
than the logo. I think.
Splash
Yep.
screen or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's highly likely that this will get it pushed at the very earliest to like spring of next year. Because I think God of War came out for PlayStation 4 like in February or March or something like that.
Well,
the year it came out.
although I'm
Yeah,
wondering though,
2018. Yeah, I think so.
Was it 2018? It was only
Yep, it was
3 years ago.
2018. Yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
what I'm wondering though, if this is slated to be released on PS4 as well, maybe
Wah.
they're using the same engine and they're gonna try and just drop it earlier than expected because they already had the the original God of War engine. to
Oh,
work
I really
from,
hope
so,
not. I hate that.
Yeah, it could,
Make the
it could get
game-
messy. We could be in like a cyberpunk situation here.
Well, no, I mean, PlayStation isn't gonna, obviously it's gonna run well on both systems. You saw
Yeah.
God of War, especially if it's the same engine. But
Less
I'm guessing
systems
I'm guessing it's
to
not
test
gonna
on.
be the same engine. I think they're gonna do it from scratch. I'm hoping.
at least have the nice PS5 upgrade with the upres, So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm super
2021,
excited too.
maybe.
I don't know how they're gonna, top themselves from the other God of War, because that was pretty fucking fantastic. But if they can do that again, then yeah, that's gonna be really exciting.
I just hope they don't stray too far from that formula, because that was a nice one
Mm-hmm.
on the OG God of War.
Yeah, make it better, just improve it, but don't change anything more radically, hopefully.
Right.
And we'll see. Yeah. All right. I like that one too. Let's see. I've got. No one has this on their list either. So this is nice that we all have a couple of like different things that we're not all anticipating.
Right.
Mine is Kena, Bridge of Spirits.
I think Schmidt has that one.
Oh, does he?
Oh yeah, I'm hyped on this too.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the art style in this just looks really cool. Like, to me, this looks like a Zelda Breath of the Wild, but not like Breath of the Wild. It just looks like a kind of like a unique kind of like open world Zelda game. It is an action adventure. I don't know that they said it's open world, but it just looks real like mystical, and like there's lots of stuff to explore, and the characters look really interesting.
It looks charming.
Yeah,
Nice and colorful as well.
And next gen too. I mean, it does look very next gen in the screenshots that you can check out for it. Just Google Kena, Bridge of Spirits, and it looks like this too is also a PlayStation console exclusive, I think. So I always love me the PlayStation console exclusives.
Mm-hmm. Both flavors.
Also coming to PS4 and PS5 and Windows.
Yeah, that looks pretty damn good. I saw actually Shuhei Yoshida was talking about Kena.
Yeah.
And how impressed he was with it so far.
Can I just play it now? That was a pun. Oh, an attempt at a pun, and I failed. Sorry.
Put it in my eye holes now.
Oh, it looks so good. All right, Justin.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Gotham Knights. Looks like neither of you guys have Gotham Knights on there, right?
Is that the battle, like the battling one, like arena battling?
It's Gotham Knights. It's the one that was released at DC with the they've got the Suicide Squad video game coming out, and they've also got Gotham Knights. So Batman has died in Gotham Knights, and you're left playing either Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, and I want to say not the Red Hood.
He is red. I don't know what his name is though.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, but those are the four, and it's gonna get to play as Gotham's new defender.
Oh,
yeah, it looks fucking awesome.
That does sound cool.
Yeah, right.
I just assumed it was that what is that other game where you like it's like I think it's like a brawler arena.
Injustice.
What is it? Hit Justice?
Injustice.
No. That's a fighting game. I'm talking about like there's like something. Something Imposters, Gotham Knight Imposters or something like that.
Oh, I don't know that one.
I don't know. Anyways, it didn't look that good.
This one looks pretty good. I think that might have been the Suicide Squad, like the title for the Suicide Squad one.
Oh, Gotham City Imposters. That's what it is. It's a free to play. I think it's an arena, like multiplayer only thing.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's old.
Gotham Knights. I have to look into that. I didn't.
Yeah, dude, it looks awesome. So that is one for sure that I'm excited about.
That one flew over my radar. I didn't catch that one.
Yeah,
me neither.
Surprised you guys didn't see that. That one is gonna be pretty kick ass. And then I also had the other only one that looks like it's not on either of your one is the Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd, so I mean the fact that we're gonna be going back, to sort of enjoy that world again will be really great. I like the Lego games, and they came out with a few games outside of the movie that were kind of like they try to like make it like a licensed. I don't know. They try to make it as a first person. It wasn't so great, but no, I'm looking forward to this one. This one will be great.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, although I totally understand why people would be. I just haven't like taken the step to become, to like enter that world. But I did really like the first handful of movies, and the concept of this game sounds really cool because it is like a RPG, right? And you're going in and like you basically create your
wizard.
Yeah, that's really cool, and the graphics look awesome
cool.
too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in there and sling some magic. Magic wand, baby.
Very nice.
How about this one, boys? Gran Turismo 7 for PS5.
Yeah, I'm not a big sports car racer guy, but but I did play Gran Turismo a long time ago. Like I think it was probably like 3 or something, and I totally got into like the simulation aspect of it. So I think
Yeah.
I'm ready to jump back in, and if I'm expecting the graphics will be phenomenal.
Right, that's what I'm thinking too. PS5, at least give me that 60 frames.
Yeah, for sure.
This is also kind of in that category of might not be released in 2021 because I feel like the Gran Turismo series is known for delays. It's just always happening. So,
Right.
don't be
Hopefully this one
surprised.
won't get delayed as long as the others have.
But I'm hoping this one kind of catches on with the crew. I know Jordy is into racing games and Tuna as well. So maybe if everybody gets it, we can get some multiplayer racing going on in that one.
Yeah, and there has been footage that's been released of it, and it does look awesome.
Yeah.
But I just meant like I can't wait to like actually see what it looks like while I'm playing it
Yeah.
on my TV.
I'm hoping too they can also make some strides in the career mode and make something a little more accessible and fun and not I mean, I want the arcade feel, but they can still have some simulation in there too. I want them to have that Forza kind of balance going on, but more than likely it'll just be the same old super simulation Gran Turismo.
Well, isn't that what their other line is?
Ooh.
The motorsport or whatever?
Jordy says looks like it's back to that GT3 style, so more single player content.
Sim,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, it's mostly simulation, but I'd like to see kind of more of a fun career mode how Forza did, but
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying is don't they have that other game? And like, cause that's all we've gotten for Gran Turismo for the last several entries, I think, was their sport. Yeah, Gran Turismo Sport, where that's like more arcadey, right?
yeah, there's more competitive. They were making strides in like the online leagues and stuff for that, but we'll see. Maybe hit the mass market with a little more of a casual career mode.
It would
No,
be
it's-
cool to add that too. Yeah, add a mode.
To me, I don't know. This game's gotta like blow me away, like for me to actually get excited about it. Because the last car game I remember playing was Cruising USA on the 64. Like I mean, like I haven't ever had like a desire to want to play another racing game. So
That game was exciting.
it was, you know.
Get ready for the next Burnout or something if they do
Right.
another cool Burnout game this generation.
Yeah, that's like straight up the epitome of an arcade racer, where you're like blowing through secret pathways through buildings and stuff like that, and jumping off ramps. And
So cool.
there's probably a game out there like that. I haven't played it, but it sounds cool. We'll see. All right, let's see. I think it's my turn then. I will say Halo Infinite. So,
Ooh.
obviously that was supposed to be out already, but it got pushed a fucking year, which is kind of insane. But I'm still really excited for it. I think they weren't anticipating the pushback that they got on like the visuals when they did show it off.
Yeah.
Because people really were expecting it like the next generation Halo game, right? Like for the Xbox Series X. And that was not really what we saw. What we saw was cool. I liked it. But we expected there to be a lot more polish on top of it and look really, really good. So I'm not sure if that's the entire reason that they're doing it, but hopefully they take this year, and that's a long time, because especially if they thought it was going to come out, last month or whatever, that's kind of weird. So it must have been pretty much done. And now whatever they're doing, they're spending a year on. So hopefully they'll do something awesome, and it'll be great.
The rumor is that they're going to release it on their 20th year anniversary for Halo. I think it's 20 or 25 year.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking that's why it also got delayed too, is so that it can match up with that marketing. But yeah, I think this is the 20th year of Halo.
Interesting.
Damn.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, it's
but
gonna take literally all my willpower to not get a Series X when Halo Infinite drops.
well, you're still going to be able to play it on Xbox One, so I mean, there's that. And it's free on Game Pass, which is fucking awesome.
Right?
Jordy on YouTube says Halo Dev Time Infinite. Well played.
Excellent. But anyways, I'm still excited for it. Hopefully they'll do it right, and they've got plenty of time now, so we'll see
I'm
how
hoping
it goes.
high hopes for that multiplayer wave of
Yep.
gamers on there. If we're all on there at the same time, we can do some classic capture the flag and big team battles and shit.
I thought I had heard something about them releasing the multiplayer, or at least part of the multiplayer component, earlier than the full game. So maybe that's maybe I misheard that, but that would be interesting if they did like because they were talking about a battle royale thing too, weren't they?
I think there were some rumblings of that at least.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that, and that it could possibly be released separately, like earlier. So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. But yeah, I love the Game Pass thing, man. Free on day one. Give it to me.
Yeah, it's huge.
So worth it. All right, Justin D, you got another one, right?
Yeah. Well,
You got several.
Yeah, I've got a few other ones. So really, I mean, Resident Evil Village is going to be fucking amazing.
Terrifying.
Yeah, that's one you play with the lights off, the curtain drawn, and the headphones on, because you're going to jump a shit ton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm
that looks
very much
creepy
looking
as
forward to
fuck.
that. Yeah. Resident Evil, I mean, has been great just these last few years with the remakes of 2 and 3, and then obviously with 7 a few years back. They've just been crushing it, man. So I'm excited to see what a new generation will look like. So far all the trailers have been gorgeous.
There was a couple in that original reveal trailer. There was a couple of shots in there that looked like photorealistic, like Uncanny Valley, like with the dude inside the house, and then like the shit was like running outside the window or something like that. I remember specifically that looked awesome, and what a fun reveal! Like we're like, wow, this game looks really cool, and then at the end it's like, what is it, Village, and then like the RE thing like shows up, and you're like, what?
Yeah. I like to play on the text or whatever, or the words to make 8 in Roman numerals.
Oh man,
it's definitely hyped for that. That's another one of those. Put the headphones on, turn the lights off, and put the adult diapers on.
Yeah, right.
SJR is sponsored by Depends.
Right.
Get it today at the merch store.
Is it your turn, Shmud?
I'll go.
I think it's your turn.
GTA 5. I'm looking forward to the PS5 and the Series X next gen, the proper next gen upgrades. I know they said it'll be free for some users, right?
I think
like early adopters.
I'm not sure if the whole game is free or if it's GTA Online.
Just the online.
But either way, that's really what I want to play is the online, because I've still not gotten into it.
Actually, that's probably what this next gen upgrade will be then. Sort of like the Red Dead Redemption online standalone thing now. That's probably.
Oh, is that? That's standalone free to play now?
Red Dead Online is. I think it's on sale at the moment for like $4 or $5.
Oh wow! That's
just the
cool.
online standalone portion of the game. But yeah, maybe they're kind of moving to that with GTA 5, so it'll be free on PS5 early on, and then
that's what they said.
Paid.
I think they said everyone with the launch PS5 will, or within a window, will get it GTA 5. I think just online for free, but we'll see.
I love it though, man. GTA Online, it's the game that never dies. It's just we're gonna be playing that one probably on the PS7. So
I'm gonna come in as such a noob, like not knowing how anything works, and you guys are just like totally.
It's all right, man.
Veterans.
Jump in our tank and let's go.
There you go. Yeah, you guys can guide me through.
For sure.
Not
we'll
concerned.
Have to set you up with some rocket launchers and shit. You're good.
There you go. Well, don't ruin it for me. I still want to work my way up. All right. I think this one's on your list too, Shmed. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Yeah.
So I love these mascot 3D platformers. It's the Ratchet and Clank the last one that they gave away for free on PlayStation Plus sometime during the year, and then now it's part of the PlayStation Plus collection. I was surprised by it. It wasn't really on my radar. I'm just like, Ratchet and Clank, whatever. I think I'd played a couple of demos before, but it never really grabbed me. But that last game, I really liked it a lot. And
that's a must play last gen.
Yeah. And now that this one's coming out and, obviously built from the ground up to take advantage of the PlayStation 5, I think it's going to be really exciting. Just from those videos we saw, it's so cool to see, you're in this level that's so populated with enemies and there's so much shit going on. And then you fly through this portal and like a second and a half or so later, you're in this completely different world with all these other objects, super populated. It looks really cool what they're doing.
Yeah, it looks. I don't want to say busy is the wrong word, but it's busy in a good way. It seems like the world is just alive, and there's a lot of moving parts going on, especially for those transition moments that you're talking about with the little teleport into another world. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's one of those games that's going to be pushing the hardware the most, at least here in the first year or two of the PS5 hardware. So,
Yep.
very excited.
Yeah, and you know it's gonna have all the cool shit with the adaptive triggers and the
Oh yeah,
the cool like rumble effects and all that kind of stuff. HD
this
rumble
was a
or
good
whatever.
one for the family too. I feel like this is one you can throw on, prime time gaming, family time, 5 o'clock or so, and
Yeah, not like Resident Evil Village.
not like Doom Eternal. I'm over here, ripping zombies in half, and my 4-year-old's like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
There's just metal in the background too. Glorious.
Your dad loves this. Love it.
You're such a badass, Dad.
As the kid will not go to sleep at night because he's terrified. Oh man.
Curling up in the corner in the fetal position. All right, Justin, your turn.
I was gonna say, I saw the game that you had on there, Andy, too. Sable is
I put it on there because I saw it on yours, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I looked it up. Hell yeah!
yeah, this game is gonna be it's gonna be awesome. I really hoping that it comes out this year. It got delayed. It was supposed to be out. Actually, I think it was supposed to be out like 2 years ago, and then it got pushed. And then with COVID, it got super pushed. So they're hoping that it gets out in 2021. But this game is great. It's really cool. The art direction is super cool, and I don't believe there's any combat from what I've read about it. It's just all exploration and this really trippy like storytell of like you fly around on like an airship in the desert. It's super cool.
That does look cool.
I
was
have
just looking
heard
at
it.
some
I have heard
screenshots.
it compared to like like Star Wars, the new one with Rey, where if she never left Jakku, it would be like that, where you're exploring the desert. It looks very Star Wars.
Yeah.
With like the different aliens and crafts and things like that, and like totally looks like you're on that planet. It's cool. And then the art style is like it's hard to even explain it, but
it's trippy. It's almost like an acid trip to me.
It kind of looks like a comic book. I wouldn't say it looks like a cartoon.
Right.
Like it's even kind of like Heavy Metal. Do you guys remember the movie Heavy Metal with that art style or that like animation style? It almost kind of looks like that. Like very simplistic, but also with enough detail where it's still really interesting to look at. Yeah, almost like cell shaded, but not. It's strange.
It's a trip, man. Yeah,
It's like Beavis and Butthead do America. No,
just like it.
I'm looking at the screens though. Sable, it looks really cool.
Yeah,
actually, kind of has. It looks like Journey almost in the one I saw.
That too, yeah, but way like more detailed.
Yeah, look, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Also, another one that flew over my radar.
Yeah, that one. I believe it's only coming to the PlayStation. I don't think it's coming to the new consoles right away. I think
I saw Windows 2 or something.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and then PC.
Well, you'll still be able to play it on PS5 and Xbox Series X, though, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't think they're coming out with their own specific like
versions.
Yeah, right. I was actually really hoping this game would come to Switch. I thought like if anywhere this game belongs on Switch.
It totally should be out on Switch. By the way, it's also coming out to Android and Mac operating systems. When was the last time a game was released on Mac? Like, I'm sure they have Steam and stuff, but like that's kind of just odd. You don't usually see that with platforms that games are getting released on.
Right.
It does say Series X and Series S, though. It does not say PlayStation 5.
Oh, shit.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Console exclusive.
Is it an Xbox exclusive?
No, it's not. It's coming out for PlayStation 4, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
But I'm just saying in the list of platforms here, it says Xbox One and Series X and Series S.
Right.
They better get on that shit.
And Android, which is kind of weird. But that's cool. Play it on your mobile phone. Shedworks.
All right. Schmed, do you have any more?
Nope, I've got one last one. I'm saving it for our last, our most hyped or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Everything else
also
I share
don't have
with
any others, I don't think. Well, I have one last one too, but it's on your list too, Justin.
Yep. I see the one.
So you got a
talking about.
couple.
I was just gonna say my pick of the year is probably gonna be Horizon. I think they were robbed in 2017. I think 2021 is their year.
Robbed.
Ooh.
Unless you know what's gonna happen when Horizon
Zelda.
Forbidden West comes out. Yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna come out
Steal it.
and totally steal their thunder again.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
It could. It was, who knows? I don't
Yeah.
think Zelda's coming out this year, but we're definitely gonna get more information about it. And if Horizon gets bumped, that could be bad.
True. Oh, but it just looks so cool. Especially, I'm like excited for the underwater. Like like how that will go. Like just transition from above ground to underwater. Like how seamless will it be? And like, I think it's gonna be like a really great like step up. And again, just excited that it's gonna come to both the 4 and the 5. While I obviously tiptoe whether or not I'm gonna get the 5 or go with the Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so Horizon's on Forbidden West is on my list also, and I just can't wait to look at it because it is absolutely stunning. If it actually ends up looking like what we've been shown, which isn't always the case, but if it does, man, it just looks so good. And I really liked the first one, but that's what happened to me with Zelda. It's like I had Horizon, I think, from GameFly, and then Zelda came out, and I'm like, bye, don't care about you anymore. But it was fun while I was playing it, and I thought they did a good job. It didn't seem, if I recall, very open worldy to me, which is what I was hoping for. I thought it would be, less linear. So hopefully with this game, they do that, because I do want to like kind of explore more. And I felt like maybe the first one didn't let you do that as much. I might be wrong about that though.
No, I think you're right because I there's different sort of like there's different maps. Like the entire world is not completely wide open. Like you can't get to one section that like the beginning section of the thing once you move on to like the second chapter. Like so, it locks certain things out, so it's not as open. But you get like a pretty like the place that it opens up to once you become. I can't remember what the title was, but like you get essentially get to roam and go to different cities and villages. But once that opens up, it just goes to the next chapter. It doesn't open up to all the other tribes and everything you can go
I
to.
feel like the connected areas are all connected by like corridor-esque like halls too, right?
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like Pokemon where you have this big open world, or even like older Zeldas where you have this big open part, and then you can either go out from the top or out from the side, or out from the bottom, and then that's it. And you go through like a hallway as opposed to like just an open thing where you can kind of go any direction.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping they do with this. Especially with the roaming dinosaurs and stuff like that. Like, I think that would be really cool.
Right. Oh, totally. Yeah. So that's probably gonna be my pick of the year. Honestly, if I was gonna say 2021, if that game comes out, that probably wins game of the year.
Game of the year. That's loud.
Bold statements.
I think that's the one that I'm most hyped for. I think that's the one that's probably gonna win. The only one that can possibly shaking that for me would be Elden Ring. And that's the one that I believe is being co-written with George R.R. Martin. Yeah, that's it. Guy from that's writing the Game of Thrones book. So he got contracted to also write for this game. So I'm very excited to see.
Which is probably why the last Game of Thrones book will never come out.
I know. We're actually still waiting on 6. I don't think 6 has come out yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we're still on 5 right now. So who knows?
And he keeps taking on all these other projects.
Yeah, and he keeps delaying it. That book was supposed to be out in I think 2013. I think is when the book 6 was supposed to be out. Yeah, but we're here to talk about video games.
Yes, he doesn't want it to end.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't save my most anticipated for last. But if I had to pick one, I think I would have to say God of War Ragnarok probably. If that actually comes out this year. If not, I'd probably say Horizon Forbidden West.
Couple doozies there.
Yeah. What about you, Schmidt?
Okay. I am like through the roof about Back for Blood.
Oh.
Coming out multi-platform. But, from the makers of the Left 4 Dead series. And I don't know. I feel like that's kind of been missing in gaming for a while. At least for me, that game type of 4-player cooperative, wave-based. And especially recently, we played zombies on what was that, Call of Duty 2 or whatever, the one we got on PlayStation Plus on PS4 there.
Mm-hmm.
But so I just think it's a winning formula. It's a fun thing to get in there with your buddies, and you never know what's going to happen in these wave-based games like this. Because at least for Left 4 Dead, it was always changing. It wasn't the same pattern each time. You never know what you're going to get each time you played it. So, kind of adds to the replayability of it. And that one's dropping June 22nd, so it's a little ways out. But if you're lucky enough, I think you can get into like a alpha test right now on PC for Back 4 Blood if you're interested. You can look into that, dig a little deeper on the interwebs for a sign up on that. But yeah, Back 4 Blood, definitely one of my most anticipated games of 2021.
And he can't wait to put it on his back catalog and play it in 3 years.
No, this is multiplayer centric kind of thing.
Yeah, you'll get on this one day one for sure.
I'll probably get on this day one, at least get some waves in, get a couple hours in. And to me, it's one of those games though that you when your buddies are on, you jump in once in a while for a couple hours and put it down. There's not necessarily a campaign per se, but
Right.
if I remember correctly, you just kind of check your way down each level. Like, oh, I want to try to finish this one, and just kind of check down, see where everybody's at. But what were we gonna say, Justin? Sorry.
No, it's all good. I was gonna say with the Left 4 Dead series, I remember it being more of a local co-op. Was there online co-op too with that?
Yeah,
there was. See, I don't remember that for some reason. I remember local, and having to have the people sit in, and if they weren't there, you played with AI.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about it too, though. I mean, I can't remember the last time we had a good local shooter to play too. Local co-op. So hopefully that'll have that option in there too.
I'll check it out. I think it'll be fun. Hopefully it won't be $60.
I know it's not like they're not reinventing anything here with this, but it's just a fun game.
Yeah.
I like the co-op shooters though. That's always a good time.
Indeed.
All right. Anybody else want to say anything they're anticipating in 2021 surrounding
Anyone
video
from
games?
YouTube?
Anyone? Oh, Jordy. Jordy, what's your favorite or most anticipated game of 2021? We will sit here quietly and wait for your answer. Just kidding. Just tell us in the chat. And also leave a comment on the YouTube video of your most anticipated game for 2021. And we check those out and we'll reply to you. But anyways, let's keep things moving with News Bites.
Oh, yeah!
Yum, 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 yum.
Gotta love those bites.
Tasty.
Starting off with a heater here this week, boys. Fall Guys Doom costumes are coming January 12th.
Hooray!
I love it. That's from Polygon. So you can be Doomslayer, or you can be a couple of the enemies from the Doom series, the Tyrant and I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing this right, the Kako Demon. Kako? I don't know.
Kako?
Kako Demon.
Kako Demon.
Like Caso Demon. Limited time only, so get in there, and I believe it's going to take a few crowns to get these bad boys, but
it's in 2 days.
Doom costumes.
Nice. Yeah, it's probably going to be 10 crowns for the full set. That's what they
Love
usually
the crossovers, though. That's super cool.
Yeah, now Doom Guy just needs to come to Smash Brothers.
Yes.
That would be insane.
All right,
do you think they'd make it bloody if they did that?
Ooh, yeah, good question. Would he have a chainsaw that like cuts Mario in half?
That would be insane. I can't imagine they would allow that. Would be cool though.
All right, PlayStation Plus games for January 2021
Yes.
announced. We got some fun ones this week, or this month, I should say. That's from IGN. But starting out with Man Eater for PS5, which Andy, you and I were playing that.
Yeah, I almost put it in my what I've been playing, but I figured I'd give some more time, and that we're going to talk about it here anyways. But I am totally
awesome,
digging it. It's awesome. Like I was not expecting it to be as good as it is.
I was joking about it.
Yeah, you play a shark. It's a shark PG, they say.
Yeah, shark PG, and it definitely surprised me when on the title of it, you're just like, okay, this game's gonna be throwaway.
I thought it was gonna be like Sharknado.
It's definitely not one for the kids either. I mean, the shark is literally thrashing human beings and blood's going everywhere. So it's not really.
I actually let my daughter play it with me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but they have an
Scared or
opening.
anything?
Well, we didn't get to the humans part. So we were, they have it like an intro where it shows you like a super powerful shark and all the things that you're gonna be able to do, but then it kind of does the reset where it's like, okay, now
Right.
you're like a little, weak shark, and you have to attack level
You're the
1.
bitch shark.
Yeah, you have to attack like level 1 creatures and all that. And so I'm kind of in that stage. I think I'm like level 8 now, but like, there's some alligators swimming around that are pretty terrifying. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, let's go kill one of these alligators. And she's digging it. She actually told me to go find some humans to eat. So
Nice.
Yeah, shit. Maybe I'll let Gray check it out. see
I
what he
mean,
thinks.
it's real life,
not
so
bad.
it's not, that was
Right.
kind of my, and it's not like you're gonna go see a shark and it's gonna eat you, most likely.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's still pretty cartoony.
Yeah.
It's not like
It's a good
Yeah.
choice though for the month. I don't mind it at all. That's
it's
good
awesome.
free
Yeah,
title.
and it looks great on PS5. It's
Mhm.
really pretty. So and the thing I like about it is it's just so different. I love when
Yeah.
something comes out and it just feels different. And it's like, you're a shark, so you're swimming around in 360 degrees, which is totally different. In most games you don't get to move, up and down in any direction that you want. And then they also do this really cool shit that I never even thought about. Like, okay, you can go up and it kind of like locks you onto the surface, and then you can swim like way faster, so you can cover more ground to get to different areas quicker and stuff like that. And then you just hit square to like dive back down into the water. So,
Yeah.
and then you can jump out of the water. It's really cool.
They should have just called this Jaws, and it would be,
Eh.
Do you guys ever get
AAA, fucking-
freaking laser beams attached to your freaking heads?
I think there might be some crazy shit like that later, because it seems like the game that
think I
definitely
will.
doesn't take itself too seriously.
Shark PvP. Everybody's just got laser heads, like
Nice.
flying around. It's like a lightsaber battle underwater.
That would be
Anyway.
amazing.
Also in the lineup here this month, Shadow of the Tomb Raider for PS4, which is solid grab there if you don't have that one. And then Justin, I know you have some
strong
feelings
words.
about this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Greedfall on
Greedfall.
PS4.
I bought this probably, I want to say maybe a couple months ago, for full price. I think it's $50. And
Is
it
this
was
the
just,
action adventure? What do we got here?
yeah, it is essentially kind of the story of colonization that happened in America. So there's a disease that's going on in Europe, and so they take a boat over to this new world, and the new world doesn't have the same disease, so they're trying to figure out, exactly what's going on and how they can get cured. But also in this world, there's like magical creatures that no one from Europe's ever seen. That try to defend. It's really trippy, man. It's and so then you as the character have to decide if you want to go with the colonists or if you want to go with the natives.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a good game, but pissed as
Let's see a
shit that
little
it's
spin.
fucking free.
Yeah, that's a bummer. There's nothing worse than that. Especially, I've had it. I purchased the game like literally a week or two before it goes free on PlayStation Plus. I'm like, can I get some kind of a refund?
Right, they won't do that because I tried to do that with Conan the Barbarian. I spent like the full $60 for it, and like literally 3 days later, it was free, and I was like, God damn.
That sucks.
Never
They should
fails.
offer like a price guarantee for like a certain amount of time,
Right?
or at least give you something back, like $10 in credit or something.
Right.
Bastards.
All right. Cyberpunk 2077 website promised free DLC in early 2021. This comes from TheVerge.com. They said CD Projekt will roll the DLC out similar to The Witcher 3 with cosmetic upgrades, new animations, some small quest lines, and it'll be separate from like a larger paid expansion. So I'm just wondering, should they scrap the DLC and just get the game right?
Yes.
Maybe delay that out a bit.
They're probably just trying to
Are we
make.
going to see this?
I don't know. I mean, we could, but I think this is probably them just trying to make like good on on how bad they dropped the ball, and like for those
Right.
people that were loyal enough to stick around and not ask for a refund, and that have played their game or whatnot and just want to continue playing it. I think this is sort of a reward for those people that remained loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
they
think
were.
that's the way you turned it around too. Oh, sorry.
I think
Andy.
they were always planning on this because they did it with The Witcher, but although that wasn't free, was it? They had 2 non-free expansions for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I think they might have always been planning to do this, but it's not coming out soon, I don't think, because of they're probably focusing on the other issues and stuff. Unless it's 2 separate teams working on it, which
Right.
could be which is actually likely the case since it's such a big studio. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Shred. I would like them to focus on fixing the bugs, especially for like the last gen people. But it is probably different teams, so you can't just necessarily say, okay, we're gonna stop working on this so that these people can work on that. They're just different people, maybe.
I'm wondering if they just put all hands on deck on some of those
Maybe
patches and things, but who knows?
maybe.
But yeah,
We'll
I mean,
see.
if it doesn't come out, so be it. They got to take their time and get this game right.
Yeah.
And I think it is a good thing to get that free DLC out there eventually, though, because I think that's what's helping Fallout 76 too. Is
Oh yeah,
you're bringing in the NPCs, they're bringing in new quest lines, all for free if you're just playing 76 still. So all those people still hanging on out there. If you're with me, shoot me a friend request on PlayStation 5, Low Pro 311.
there you go.
Here we go, boys. We got a couple heavy hitters for you. What is this, Andy?
Oh, so yeah, I thought this was last week, but I guess it was supposed to be, but then we had to skip the show. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Nier Automata's final secret has been found, and it lets you skip the whole game. This is from Kotaku.
Yeah.
And Justin, you had some stuff to say about it, right?
Actually, so I haven't got a chance to power it up and try it out because I don't know if you can see all the endings just based up on doing this little secret. It's crazy that this game has still got secrets in it that they're still being found, 4 years later after it's a release back in 2017. So it's crazy. It's crazy that there's still this kind of like unknown about this game, and it just makes me excited for the second one. Like how many unknowns will be left to find within that game. It's also kind of cool how people are still finding things. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you think, well, I'm just gonna play this one time through, or whatever, or maybe it's my cup of tea, or maybe it's not. But the fact that people are out there like trying to find secrets, really cool.
Yeah, you get this. You see this kind of thing, we have in Destiny as well, where it was like there's dedicated groups of people who are just trying to crack the game and break through walls and try to find areas that they can't get into. And I mean, I guess it's a little different, but they still find little nuggets and little secrets,
Right.
in there. So it's really cool that there's those people who just dig and dig.
Andy, have you tried it out yet? The little secret?
No, I don't have it. Well, I did have it on Game Pass, but I sold my Xbox, like I mentioned.
Gotcha.
So no, I haven't tried it. But yeah, I just love the fact that there's secrets still, like you said. I mean, that's really, really cool, and I love the game so much.
Yeah. And it was a game that barely got much, added to it later on. I mean, it was a game that had one DLC, I think, for like $10 or something like that. But that otherwise, it's not like a game that's been regularly updated over the last 4 years. So,
Right.
So it's just cool that it's it has all that
built in.
Yeah,
for sure.
Good stuff. All right, this one I'm kind of excited about. The Elder Scrolls is rumored to be the next game getting a Netflix adaptation.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So if it's anything like The Witcher, then I'm super stoked for it. It's going to be interesting. There's so much lore, and there's so many different kinds of characters, and there's so much going on in the Elder Scrolls series. Like, what are they going to do?
Do they do like 4 different storylines? Like one guy's a stealth person, one dude's a sword and board, and
one
dude's a thief. We all end up becoming the guy that works the Dark Brotherhood. That's all shadowy and secrety archer. That's what we all end up playing.
The stealth archer.
It was so easy. Yeah, the stealth archer.
The thief.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that it was Netflix that acquired this, though. Just or if that this is still a rumor, I believe. But if Netflix does end up making the show, it's going to be 2 shows on there. platform that for video games they have The Witcher already, and then now Elder Scrolls.
Castlevania, but that's animated.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's really good
sure.
though.
Oh yeah, that's great. I like it. Because you've got Amazon that has the rights to Lord of the Rings, and then HBO obviously had Game of Thrones. So it's just funny that someone else didn't try to reach out there and grab Elder Scrolls when they could have, and that it's again not going to be another Netflix. So I am very excited to see what they would adapt this into, and where they would start off at.
You know what would be really cool is Oblivion. I think that would be really interesting. I think if they did Skyrim, I don't want to see anything that's dragon based. I don't think, just because we've seen so many things like Game of Thrones, and I would really like to see some of the other, or Morrowind or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, but Oblivion would be the coolest with like the portals, the gateways into hell, and stuff like that. That would be pretty sweet. All right, what else we got here?
So actually, kind of to pair that with Elder Scrolls, Bethesda tweeted out a picture on New Year's, or around that time, with a cryptic message, and the internet just exploded. So a lot of talk about where this could, because when they came out and there was the little teaser trailer, much like the God of War was back in 2019. It was literally just the banner of the name over like a mountaintop, and you were like, "Oh my God, they're working on it." This has been the first anything really, in such a long time that we've gotten any kind of update, and so people are trying to crack that code. So a lot of fans, the most popular fan theory out there is that we would be heading to the home of the Red Guards, which is Hammerfell. This is like a desert territory, so think like Arabian Nights kind of thing, where you're there. The main thing is the desert there, with a few oases and everything else like that. But that's going to mostly be, and so it's going to be interesting. There's a coin on that same picture that they posted, and the date of it dates back before, I believe, the story of Oblivion. So there's a few things there that are giving away like sort of like times and like where the territory is going to be. So it'd be really interesting, because I know that the Red Guards, sorry, there was slavery or like some civil war that they were chased sort of into this territory, into Hammerfell. So that is that's supposed to be baked in there too. And I'm wondering if that's sort of like this their revolution, and that's the time frame, and that'd be interesting to kind of fight that and that history time. So I don't know, it's gonna be really cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Bethesda getting all cryptic on their ass. I love that shit.
Yeah, that's always fun, doing the viral teases and things,
right? And just having everyone flip. I think there's like 4 or 5 different other like alternative rumors that are coming out about that, but and again, it's right off the side of so you've got Skyrim here, and then right off to the sort of the right hand side of Skyrim, you've got Hammerfell. So that's another reason why a lot of people are thinking it's going to be Hammerfell.
Sweet
Hammerfell.
Yes,
definitely can't wait for the next Elder Scrolls game. That's going to be amazing.
Especially on next gen. I mean,
and especially free on Game Pass.
Right. That'll be awesome. What's not awesome though is Final Fantasy 11 Mobile is no more. This got canceled back in middle of December or so. But I actually just found this news here just recently through a YouTube channel that I watch here, and they tend to cover it. But anyways, this has been something that's been in the work here for the last 5 years, since 2015. They Square was working with a team out of Korea that was putting that on. That was Nexon, and they make a lot of mobile games, and they were taking the 11 game and then transposing that to a mobile game, because they got rid of the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360 support and strictly just PC. So that was the plan. They just said, we're gonna just pull the plug. So they did, and as a fan, I'm happy, and also as a fan, I'm sad. It was an opportunity to have this world sort of lifted back up. I mean, it's a game that it was my first MMO. A lot of people went WoW. I actually went Final Fantasy 11. So I'm not as nostalgic as I am with WoW that I am with Final Fantasy 11. This was my first MMO that I spent hours, an ungodly amount of my teenage youth was played this game.
I played this on 360.
Yeah, Shred, I was just going to ask you. I think this is the Final Fantasy that we played on. I was thinking it was PS2, but
wasn't it through like OXM or something? We got like a free demo of. or like beta of Final Fantasy
I
11
think
on
I think we played
Xbox?
I think we played the beta, but it was like really big and it let you play like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
I really
remember,
liked
I
it. It
think
was
that
fun.
was my first foray into. That was before I even played World of Warcraft. So this was my first MMO
Yeah.
RPG. I was so fucking lost. There was
It
no,
was very confusing.
quest log thing or any
Right.
kind of like breadcrumb trail leading you to where you needed to go at all.
Oh yeah, it wasn't really laid out. You like they made a Brady guide, Brady Games guide for that for the game because it needed it because the internet obviously when it first came out wasn't that big. Like I mean, this is the time where like you still had like dial up or
What is
if you
it? Because there's a mod in Warcraft, Quest Tracker, I think it was, or
yep that was something that they that was
yeah,
the most popular mod to World of Warcraft that they actually included now in their game. Like it's part of their
right.
game. Like they coded that in there
It
for
gives you little
players.
icons on the map and shit, so you kind of have a hunch of what you're looking for, what area to go to.
Right. But with 11, they didn't ever have that. So that was something like I was thinking, like, well, maybe the quality of life will be better, like on a mobile game. They've updated that. But then I thought to myself, if it's a free mobile game, they're going to bastardize it. It's going to turn into a
Yeah.
loot box, kind of pay to win kind of thing, and it's really not going to pay homage to how great that game really was, and still is. I mean, they still have 4 or 5,000 people logging in on a nightly basis.
Wow.
Which
Yeah.
I mean doesn't sound like a lot of people, but if you figure that's $12, $13 a month that those people are paying, and you multiply all that out, per month or whatever, that's a sizable amount of money that they're making monthly with a game that they've not really done any updates to, major updates or expansions for the last 7-8 years. So
It's crazy that 5 years in development too, and it got dropped, huh?
yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy.
Now I wonder. This kind of would have been cool if you could hook up like a DualShock too and play,
On
an
mobile.
MMO on the go on your phone. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. But,
Yes, but
yeah,
we'll never know.
right.
No, we won't.
Speaking of secrets and cheat codes and all that, after 25 years, a new cheat code has been discovered in Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the
What?
Super Nintendo. This comes from Nintendo Life. Programmer Gizaha from the Zeldix forums reverse engineered the game, and during the process, he discovered a previously unknown code which unlocks the hidden boss Shin Akuma as a playable character.
That's cool.
That's wild.
So that's another like, who is this man from a faraway land rocking a reverse engineering job on Street Fighter Alpha 2? Like what a genius!
Yeah, and then to find a code that does something to the extent of unlocking a boss
Yeah,
that you can
that's
play.
huge.
That's
And
crazy.
to
Yeah.
think that nobody figured that out all this time. Wow.
Yeah, you'd think at some
Love
point the developers would be like, "Hey, by the way, there's a code where you can play as the boss or something."
Yeah, so somebody had to keep that secret for like
25 years.
over 20 years. This guy's
Well, actually, they
hanging on
still
to-
kept the secret because they didn't reveal it.
Right.
It's this guy. They probably
That's
just didn't give a
amazing.
shit.
And they're like, fuck that game. We don't.
Yeah,
I
but
won't
that's
think
still
about it
weird
anymore.
though, because that's Capcom, right? Like, why wouldn't
Right.
they have said anything about that? I guess they just figured someone had found it, but no one cared about it or something.
Yeah, and it's weird that it wasn't released in a magazine back then, because usually, most of I think GamePro and all those magazines used to have codes and shit in
Yeah.
the back, back of the magazine. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was very strange. All right. Anyways, let's keep things moving with the Shooter Roundup. Secrets.
Fortnite.
Tales from the Fort.
Epic Games just bought a North Carolina mall for its new headquarters.
Say what?
This comes from The Verge. We're really scraping bottom of the barrel here to keep Fortnite in the show here. But
No, I don't think so. The fact
is
that
kinda
they
cool.
bought a freaking mall
Yeah.
Yep.
for their headquarters, that's crazy. Like, they're
Food
that
court
big.
mall,
I call the
Yeah.
pretzel stand.
Right.
I get the Cinnabon. So yeah, it's just a few miles from their current location in North Carolina, but they said they'll be converting the mall to their workspace by 2024. So
That's so
imagine
crazy.
they'll be smashing down portions of it, but at least it's nice to know they'll have a nice cafeteria or like food court area
Right.
Yeah.
to work from. So they don't really have to adjust that area.
Are there pictures in
But-
that article? I didn't look at it.
I don't think so. Maybe there's like a rough plan of the layouts, maybe,
No,
of
I
how it's
don't-
going to look.
Doesn't look like it. I'm just curious if it was like an active mall or if it was like closed.
Oh. Yeah, probably due to COVID-related
Yep.
situations.
Yeah.
Apex Legends finds its way back in. Apparently,
Nice.
it's a boxing game now.
What?
I
What?
don't know. Yeah, I gotta check the deets on this. I'm sorry, I'm very ill prepared on this article.
That's all right.
Apparently, it's some Apex Legends style boxing.
What?
It's a fight night event,
That's
Okay.
awesome.
and yeah,
Hmm.
I don't know. That's all I got.
Okay. Well,
you can
that's
check
crazy.
Polygon
you can
though for
read the
more
whole article
details on
on
that.
Polygon. But sounds interesting. I like that it's a fight night event.
it's cool. I think they're doing their best to kind of set themselves apart from what Fortnite's doing. So
Sidebar, I
they're
absolutely
doing the
love
right thing.
Fight Night. It's such a good
Yeah,
game.
what happened to the good boxing games, man? Like the AAA shit from
From EA.
EA.
They stopped making them,
or
I
2K
think.
or
There's
something like.
There's
make us a
one on Game Pass actually now that it includes the EA library or whatever.
I'll take a new Punch Out at this point too. You know.
Yes. That would be cool. But Fight Night is better than Punch Out. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Light
No,
me
you're-
up. Light me up. But I loved Fight Night. What was it? 2 or maybe it was just the original Fight Night playing on Xbox 360. It looked so real for the time.
Yeah, that was the showpiece for
And
that
it felt-
console at the time for sure.
And it felt good. It was like when they were making all those games like Skate and everything to try to make it feel like you were actually doing the thing that you're doing on screen. So like you punched with the right stick and you do hooks by, swinging your thumb up in a half circle and like
Yep.
going straight up would be like a straight jab. And, it felt really good and it looked awesome and super cinematic. And then when you'd hit someone, it was like slow mo and they'd be like, "Boo."
Yeah,
Like
the
all the
face would ripple,
Yeah.
sweat go flying off.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah, that game was probably single-handedly responsible for, thousands of controllers being thrashed because everybody's just popping that right stick to get those jabs in. Or
Well,
left
that's cool.
stick if you're the southpaw.
Yes. We should check that out though, the Apex Legends thing. Is it still? It's still
Yeah.
free to play, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Mhm.
We'll have to check that out. All right. Anyways, that's all we've got for you guys this week. Remember, Super Joystick Radio is a weekly show, so please subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast application, iTunes or YouTube. Become a patron at patreon.com/superjoystickradio. $1 gets you early access to the show. $3 gets you access to the SGR Banter Archives and access to the show notes. $5 will grant you our enduring love and a mention on the show. $5 shout-outs right now to our patrons Phil Lynch, Joe Halder, Rob Eltunis, Nick, last name not specified, Caitlin, Chrissy, Justin D.,
What up?
Maddie Deebs, and Jay Schmed. All tiers also get discounts in the merch store where you can find things like SJR jock straps.
SGR socks.
Yes.
SGR shin pads.
Yes. All of your attire can have the SJR logo on it.
We're now into sporting goods. That's what we moved into. And
There
hey,
you go.
there-
SJR
people are
cups.
gobbling it up.
I guess that's a jock strap, huh? All right. Follow us on Twitter at SJoystickRadio. Follow us on Instagram at SuperJoystickRadio. Subscribe on YouTube for Let's Plays and streams. And we're hopefully going to keep doing these live streams of us recording the show. So you can check those out as well. Sub to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/SuperJoystickRadio or visit superjoystickradio.com for all of our social media links, the merch store, and you can also join our Discord server on there. Shout out right now to our awesome Discord members. That is totally free. Get in on the conversation. We would love to hear your feedback or topic ideas on any platform. And I totally skipped the number. So call us and leave us a voicemail or a text at the SGR hotline, 630-551-8898. That's 630-551-8898. Like I said, we'd love to hear feedback or topic ideas on any platform. Like a grade school birthday party, nobody leaves empty-handed. Here's your goodie bag for the week. Schmed, what do you have for the good people?
Mine is a podcast by the name of The Josta Show.
Mm.
And it's hosted by Jamie Josta of Hatebreed, which is like a metalcore kind of hardcore punk band, or metal, if you will. I don't know. They're kind of all in that vein, if you will. But it's fun. He brings in some lead singers and guitar players of all kinds of different bands in that kind of rock genre. So it's a fun one. The Josta Show. Pretty sure it's on every podcast platform known to man.
Before you explained it and I read it, I was like, this is gonna be Jamaican pasta show. I was like, what?
That sounds pretty fucking amazing.
Delicious.
Right now.
Josta Man.
It's lunchtime, baby.
The Josta Man. All right, mine is Peacock has super fan episodes of The Office. So while I am, annoyed that it left Netflix and now paywalled after season 2 in Peacock, it is cool that they're doing something different with it. So they've released these super fan episodes. It's the entire season 3 of uncut episodes. So most of the episodes are actually like 30 to 40 minutes long. And and normally they're 23 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So like it's substantial. There's a lot of stuff that they put in there. And then the other thing that's really cool that they're doing on there is they have Office collections. So like you can see Office parties, like episodes that are about office parties, or when they go to special places, or all the Christmas episodes, that kind of thing. So they've grouped all the episodes by things like that too. So that's kind of neat.
Fun.
Yeah. And they said there's more Superfan episodes coming by March. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I'd have to go get that now.
Yeah.
It's
only $5 a month with ads, so it's not horrible, but you can there's a free 7-day thing too, so you could check it out. You could probably watch all of them for season 3 at least in a week. So
nice.
All right, Justin D, what do you got?
Got Lowrider. So this is a band called Lowrider. These are not jeans. This is a band from Sweden. They dropped an album in 2020 called Refractions. This album is fucking just hotness, man.
Woo!
This is possibly the best stoner metal album that came out of 2020. So if you are a fan of Caius or Truck Fighters, this is a band that came out in the mid 90s. They released their first major album in 2000. They got kind of shit on by the media, saying that they are pretty much just a watered down Caius. They took a 20-year break. They got together a couple times over the years, but they took a 20-year fucking break.
Wow.
So this is the first album they put out since 2000, and it is just so good. Red River is the title track from it. It's like 6 songs long, but if you are looking for something just heavy and fucking just killer, Lowriders Refractions, great fucking album.
Nice. I know at least one listener in particular who will probably really appreciate that goodie bag, which is our buddy Code, because he loves that kind of music. All right. Anyways, that's all we've got for you guys this week. Thanks for listening. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Peace. Yeah. Thanks, YouTubers.
Hanging out with us, guys.